Hey guys, ET Inside here from Sunbros, and it's time for another hero quick look video, and today we're going to be talking about Gildur. Gildur is a class tank mage, role of control and mobility. As you guys can see, Gildur's constitution is pretty high up there, his difficulty is above average, everything else is pretty much even keel. Gildur's passive is Midas Touch. Every fourth normal attack knocks back targets and deals damage. Additionally, Gildur gains a shield for a short period of time when he uses any of his abilities. Gildur's first ability is Siege. Gildur charges forward, dealing damage to enemies in his path, and his next normal attack automatically becomes a Midas Touch. Gildur's second ability, Extravagant, Gildur launches molten gold that explodes upon contact with an enemy, stunning and dealing damage to all nearby enemies. Gildur's third ability and his ultimate, Indulgence. Gildur summons golden shards that stun and deal damage to every enemy hit. The ability must be channeled and has a maximum duration of 3.5 seconds. Alright guys, now we're going to go ahead and move on to the pros and cons of Gildur, starting with the pros, which is what you're going to want to try to focus on if you're playing as Gildur, and the things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing against him. Gildur's number one pro is that he has incredible crowd control. Between his second ability, Extravagant, that launches molten gold, stuns multiple enemies at the point of contact, or his ultimate, Indulgence, which stuns in an AoE area around him for up to 3.5 seconds, the crowd control is off the charts, one of the best in the game, hands down. His second pro is that he gets shields for days. Every time Gildur casts an ability, he gets a shield for a short period of time, which is a part of his passive. And in my opinion, whether you're playing Gildur as a mage or a tank, it makes a big difference in making him much better at surviving damage and much better at taking it. And his third and last pro, he's very versatile. Like I just said, he actually can play mage very effectively, and I think he's actually a really high quality tank or support. If you take him tank and put him in support and essentially give him cooldown reduction, Gildur can be really solid there because he could crowd control for days and really set up his teammates for some good farming and some good kills. That is the pros for Gildur. Now we're going to go ahead and move into the cons. These are things you're going to want to avoid if you're playing as Gildur, and things you're going to want to exploit if you're playing against him. Con number one for Gildur is that movement or crowd control of any kind breaks his ult. Just like we talked about with Diet Sham, if anything disrupts Gildur's casting or his channeling of his ultimate, it gets interrupted. A good player knows to stand outside of Gildur's ult range and simply stun him or knock him up or knock him back to interrupt his ultimate and completely cancel out that effect altogether. His second con is that his crowd control can be avoided, whether we're talking about rolling out of his ultimate before it really hits you, or his second ability, Extravagant, and just dodging that explosive AoE stun. They're all kind of slow to cast and can be avoided by a really experienced player. The third con to Gildur is that he's a very low damage hero. Even when he goes all mage, he's not ever going to be as high damage of a mage as some of the other really high quality mages in the game. But don't let this fool you into thinking that Gildur's not a good hero. I actually think Gildur's a pretty solid hero. I really prefer him in the support role because I think his crowd control is excellent in a good player's hands that knows how to do the stuns with Gildur and the crowd control with Gildur. He could be a big time disruptor and a big time issue for the other team to have to deal with, and that is why I think Gildur's a pretty decent hero. I don't know, I'd put him up there in the top echelon of heroes, but he's pretty solid. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please remember to give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and check out our other hero quick look videos guys. But thanks for watching, and as always, till next time.